Hey guys, Collector here. Thought it might be cool to do this little video. I say little, it's probably going to end up being longer than anticipated. But I thought it'd be kind of cool. Figured I would show off all the movies I have from Criterion, from the Criterion Collection. Don't have a whole ton, got a nice little stack, but, I don't really like spending, anywhere from $20 to $40 on a movie. Especially on DVD, even though I mainly collect DVDs. I don't want to spend that much on a DVD. If I'm going to spend that much, I usually want it to be on a TV show that I'm going to be able to watch, X amount of episodes, whatever. But anyway, so I don't generally like to get many Criterions unless it's something that seems really interesting to me, or if I get it cheap. But this might be a nice little video to do, get this out of the way. I say get this out of the way, like it's a big deal or anything, but anyway. So I got them in order of spine number, so start out, got Seven Samurai from Akira Kurosawa, probably one of the greatest Japanese directors of all time. I've never actually made it all the way through this movie. It's 207 minutes long. I want to say I made it about 90 minutes through, so I've never actually seen all of it, but I do really want to finish it. I loved what I saw. Can't wait to finish it. Nothing wrong I can say about this one. Yeah. I don't know if it was one of my first Criterions, but I was definitely very excited to get it. And it's the second one. So, you probably can't tell, but that's where the number is. Anyway, but yeah, Seven Samurai. So you got the 39 Steps by Alfred Hitchcock. I love Alfred Hitchcock's movies. I don't have enough of them. But I love him as a director. He did amazing horror movies. Horror thrillers, because he never really did a lot of full-blown horror movies. Psycho was probably his biggest one. That and The Birds. The Birds was probably his biggest full-on horror movie, because Psycho still had a whodunit kind of mystery vibe to it. But he made a lot of spy movies, Alfred Hitchcock. And that's, another one of his spy movies. But really good. I really like it. Can't say anything wrong with it. I haven't seen it in a very long time, to be honest with you, but I did really like it. This made in 1935. Damn. It's a long time ago. But yeah, love it. Can't go wrong. Glad to have that. One of my favorite movies of all time. Also by Akira Kurosawa, Rashomon. I saw this movie when, I want to say I was a sophomore in high school, maybe a freshman. In my English class, we were talking about narrative, which means it was probably freshman year, because in the English standpoint, that seems really basic, so it was probably freshman year. But it could be sophomore, I don't remember. And we watched it because this movie is basically one story, one thing that happens, basically, this one event, told by three different people who all have different views of the story, of what they saw, what they did. It's all the same story with three different perspectives, so it was really cool in that sense. The imagery is amazing, it's directed great, it looks great. Another good thing about Criterion is, in my experience, all of their transfers are great, the quality looks amazing. Always has a lot of really cool special features on these. I would like to watch the documentary on this, and that's a documentary, the commentary on this one, because I haven't actually watched it yet, because this is the very first Japanese movie I ever saw, and one of the things that got me interested in Japanese cinema in general. And Akira Kurosawa, like I said, he's probably the best. But I definitely recommend that one. This movie is a mindfuck. An absolute mindfuck. Do not watch this movie if you don't like being confused. That's all I'm going to say. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Got Johnny Depp, Benicio del Toro. Directed by Terry Gilliam. I think this movie's great. I really like it. I thought it was a blast, but it's so trippy. Nothing in this movie makes sense. This movie is lying to you constantly. It looks crazy. There's so much crazy shit going on, but I love it. Based on the book by Hunter S. Thompson. Which, after seeing this, kind of makes me want to read. But love this movie. I think it's great. But definitely trippy. Very trippy. Speaking of trippy, Cronenberg's Videodrome. This is an excellent body horror film. which is what Cronenberg does best. If it's not all he does, which you blame him, that's his thing. Love this movie. I saw this movie for the very, or not for the very, well, yeah. I saw this movie for the very first time when I was 8 years old. Now, that wasn't a whole long time ago. I'm not really old. But, would you show this movie to your 8-year-old? No, you probably wouldn't. My parents didn't either. I saw it on TV by staying up late when I wasn't supposed to. But, it also has a really cool, I mean, the box itself looks cool, but I love the case, you know, long live the new flesh. But it's made it out to look like a VHS tape or a Betamax tape. It kind of looks more like a Betamax tape, to be perfectly honest with you, but it could be, you know, a funny looking VHS tape. But it looks great. You know, like usual, amazing. That's the wrong side. Like usual, amazing special features, amazing movie. Definitely recommend it. But also definitely trippy and definitely a mindfuck. So be wary of that if you're going to watch it. Here's a movie I have sadly not actually seen, but I picked it up just because it sounded interesting. The Magician by Ingmar Bergman. He's a Swedish director. I honestly don't know off the top of my head, but I want to say Ingmar Bergman directed the famous Swedish movie that I can't remember the name of, which is pissing me off. It's the story of a knight who plays a chess game with death. Swedish, black and white. You know, it's got death characterized as, you know, a figure all in black with like a white face. I'm gonna look it up after I do this video, and I'm gonna feel so stupid for not remembering the name of it. But this is gonna be pulling us anyway because it could be the wrong guy. But I think Ingmar Bergman was the guy who directed that. I'm just looking at the back here to see if it tells me, honestly. It's not. Oh, fuck. Okay. So it's not telling me what it is. But that movie, I have seen that movie, and I did really like it. But it looked interesting. I got this on a sale. I think I got it for $10. It looked cool, so I got it. So, but yeah, definitely would like to check this out one day. Classic piece of Americana right here. Awesome movie. Directed by Dennis Hopper. Easy Rider. I mean, there's nothing... I can't say there's nothing wrong with this movie, but I mean, it's, you know... It's a road trip movie, just going through America on your motorcycle. That's awesome. I mean, there's not enough crazy, laid-back movies like that, and... I like this one. I think it's cool. Perfectly honest with you, I've only seen it once. But I loved it when I saw it, so definitely think it looks cool. Definitely recommend it. This is actually the first movie Dennis Hopper directed. Fun fact for you that you probably already knew. Huh. This is the last Japanese movie I have, I promise. From Criterion, anyway. But definitely one you all know. And if you don't, I'd like to know what rock you're living under. Godzilla. I want to say the birth of the kaiju series, which is basically, you know, a guy in a monster suit fighting another guy in a monster suit, for the most part. But that's the series that the Japanese created in film, and I want to say this is the first one. I want to say this is what created the genre. If I'm wrong, please let me know and tell me what was, because that movie I want to see too. But awesome movie. I mean, it's basically about a crazy mutated dinosaur wreaking havoc through Japan. And it's great. I love it. I've seen it a couple of times. Want to watch it again. I want to see it again really bad, honestly. But I love this edition. I think it looks great. My train of thought has left me at the station yet again. The quality is amazing. It looks great. I personally think it looks like really nice HD Blu-ray quality as far as I'm concerned. But I love it. Love Godzilla. Great movie. Another one I haven't seen, but I'm very interested to, is The Uninvited. Now, I know nothing about this movie. I've never seen it. I got it because I needed another movie to round out my Criterion sale at Barnes & Noble. They didn't have any things that I wanted, which sucked because, the ones I really wanted I already had. The other ones that I really wanted, they didn't have in. And I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to special order them. I wanted to get them then because I'm impatient. I saw this. I picked it up. And I was like, oh, cool, horror movie. I love horror movies. I had my girlfriend with me. She asked me what it was. And the synopsis I remember giving her was, it's a horror movie involving a love triangle between two people and a ghost. She said, oh, that sounds interesting. And for my girlfriend to think a movie sounds interesting is a very big step. Because she's not into movies like I am. So I immediately bought it. And we have not watched it. One of these days we will. Because even though it sounds interesting, doesn't mean she's going to watch it, which I should have thought of, but I want to see it too. So, if you've seen it, if you think it looks good, let me know. Because I've obviously never seen it, but it sounds interesting. I'm intrigued to actually see it. I mean, I love old black and white horror films. 1944, hell yeah. But is that? Oh man, there's not enough good things I can say about this movie. Scanners, David Cronenberg again. This movie is amazing. This is definitely one of my favorite horror movies, and this movie is awesome. Another body horror, basically about these group of people with psychic powers, telekinesis, and stuff, and how they fit into society, and how people are noticing them, and how they're going about their lives, and stuff like that. I know there's a sequel too. There may be even more, but I know there's for sure a sequel. But this movie's amazing. If you like watching people blow up, actual people, like brains exploding and shit, definitely got to check this movie out. Could not be happier with this release. Love this movie. It's awesome. One of Cronenberg's best. Love it. Next up is actually the first Criterion I remember buying, because I wanted to see this movie so bad, but the DVD was out of print and I didn't feel like paying the amount of money for it, and it got released by Criterion. I bought it right away. Don't Look Now. Really awesome 70s horror thriller. I want to say based on a short story, but maybe based on a full book, but I know it's based on one of those. Really cool. Really crazy. Follows Donald Sutherland's character and his wife in Italy. Am I getting that right? Venice. And what is he in this movie? I can't even remember for sure. I can't remember what he is, honestly. I want to say he's there. I want to say he's investigating these series of disappearances that have been going around in Venice. And there's this figure that's in this red raincoat that looks exactly like his recently deceased daughter. So he's trying to figure out what's up with that. And it's got a lot of trippy moments in it. The ending is really crazy for the most part. I mean, it's not one you're gonna expect. There's no way to expect it, really. Okay, I mean, kind of. There's kind of a way to expect it, but regardless. But it's still really cool. I really need to watch this one again. I've only seen it a few times, but I loved it. It's the movie that made me start getting Criterion, so this is what started it all. Because the DVD was out of print, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. But very happy to have this. Cannot wait to eventually watch it again. Looks great. Love it. Next up, we got another classic here. Dustin Hoffman with some of the most memorable scenes in cinema history. The Graduate. This movie is crazy. Just borderline crazy. A lot of really deep themes played out in this movie. Just being lost in your life and not knowing what you want to do. Like when you're done with school. Like, what are you gonna do when you're done with school? You're You're done with it now. You don't have to do it anymore. What do you do from there? Where do you go? What can you do? A lot of really crazy stuff. But still a really interesting movie. Still a really, really weird ending that I've read a lot about and seen a lot of people talk about, but it's still just really weird and how it can be interpreted. That's another cool thing about the ending. Which, if you don't know the ending, then watch the movie. But I did really enjoy it. I really liked it. Yeah. Last one here that I want to say is the first movie by the Coen brothers. I could be wrong. I'm not exactly positive, but Blood Simple. This movie was really cool. Unfortunately, I've never actually finished it. I missed the last, I want to say, 20 minutes of it. I ended up falling asleep because I watched it when I was tired, like an idiot. But I did really remember enjoying it. Because I watched it when I was tired, I can't fully remember the plot and everything that happens. But I know it involves a private investigator being hired to kill somebody. I want to say it's the person who hires his wife. This character hires the PI to kill his wife. And he says he does, but he doesn't actually do it. That comes back to bite him in the ass. And that's all I'm going to say. But it's a really cool movie. It looks great. This scene in general in the front was really cool. I like that scene. But yeah, great movie. I got to finish it one of these days. I don't know if it says it on the back. But like I said, I want to say this is their first movie they done. That's a damn start to a filmmaking career. But great movie. I really like it. Yeah. So there's that. That's all my Criterions. Nice, good chunk. Couple more that I'd like to get that I'll eventually grab. I apologize if there's anything in the background. I got a full house right now. A lot of people here. I had a small moment to do some filming when it was quiet, and I can already hear in the distance there's stuff going on. So hopefully you guys can't hear it. I'm going to try and get rid of it in editing if you can. If not, I apologize. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If there's any Criterions, obviously you can see what I'm generally into. I mean, I got a lot of Japanese movies, a couple of horror stuff. If you can think of any Criterions that are along this area that I should definitely check out, please let me know. I love watching movies. I'll watch the worst movie just to check it out. So, but yeah, once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.